So something people don't know about me is I own quite a few houses, or I have bought and sold houses. So I understand real estate decently well, probably better than the average person. And there's an old saying is, oh, also my mom was a real estate agent. So she could sell you a house with a cemetery right in front of you, and you love that thing. Like my mom also was she sold cars as well. And rest in peace, Carol Fry. Like she could sell you some stuff. And there's an old saying in real estate. It's, you never want to buy the nicest house on the worst block. You always want to buy the worst house in the nicest block. Because if you buy the nicest house in the worst block, you are at the top and everyone's trying to get to you. If you buy the house that's the worst house in the nicest block, you always are attaining to something. You never want to be at the top. You always want to be aiming for that. And I feel like some parents are okay with their kid being the nicest house on the worst block because they don't have competition. They don't have to struggle. They don't have to push. They already are around people that they know and are comfortable with. But let me tell you, that's not going to help them grow. That's not going to help prepare them for college. That's not going to help them beat athletes out at the college level. That's not going to have a college coach picking them over a transfer. Because the transfer, in some respects, has been the worst house on the best block and has struggled and figured a way to scale up and not be the best house, but maybe be the middle house. And that's fine. And so if you are worried about your kid being the worst house on the best block, then that tells me you're not actually trying to help them understand how to struggle, push through hardness, and be better. You want them to be super comfortable. And at the same token, you're going to be sitting there saying, why do coaches keep picking transfers over my kid? Because the transfer been the worst house on the best block. They can struggle. They understand that. If you are sitting there saying, well, that's just going to be too hard for my kid, your kid's not meant to be playing at the high level then. They're not. Keep them at a lower level what is comfortable with them. Because when they are attaining for higher levels, that stuff is not comfortable. It's hard as heck and it's grueling. And they're going to be crying and frustrated and pissed off. And that means they're doing the right thing. If they are feeling all those hard emotions, they are doing the right thing and they're learning how to navigate through them and still come out on top. And sometimes they might not. Sometimes they still might take the L, but they're learning how to navigate through that emotion. If you or a parent are so worried about them struggling that you're going to hold them back and keep them being the best house on the worst block, they're never going to amount to what they can do, and that's disappointing for them.